When do you think you're gonna hit your wall realistically?
Oh, like I literally have glowed up every single year. Like every month I get hotter, so I don't believe in a wall. I think that
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
In all honesty, I'm afraid of all men, especially the self-proclaimed male feminists. I think they scare me the most.
okay. Bye.
But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Mud Hut Productions. He said, "The last people I am going to be lectured by are those who hate their own faces so much that they feel compelled to paint an entirely different character on in a mirror every day. The splat spot in the wall is as unique as the women flying into it. Some wall out in their late 20s, some in their 30s, but none escape. Ever." Hits the nail on the head. Think about it. We live in a world where people feel the need to hide behind layers, and I mean literal layers, of makeup every day. And if you're constantly in a battle against your own reflection, always striving to paint a different face, then where does the authenticity lie? Can we truly take advice or criticism from someone who can't even embrace their own natural look? It's funny because it's often these women who are dolled up with so much clown paint, with fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails that demand a real man. Please, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that just touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too. Now, back to the video. Embrace your masculinity.
When do you think you're gonna hit your wall realistically?
Oh, like I literally have glowed up every single year. Like every month I get hotter, so I don't believe in a wall. I think that's probably like 55.
What do you mean wall?
It's all
Explain to me what
mentality.
you
Like
mean wall.
unfortunately, like when you're hot, you get so much more power. It sucks, but it's the truth.
Wall as in fertility window dies down, your looks fade, stuff like that.
Okay, I feel like 37, almost 40. I feel like the stigma is like 30. It's like when girls are supposed to be like, like you have to
as a
settle
woman,
down.
like I don't base my worth on my fertility, so I think that probably like 60, even 70.
One could argue that a woman's most prized possession is her ability to reproduce, though.
Because I have a
bullshit.
successful job in the business intelligence industry and I make my own money and my happiness doesn't stem from having children.
Oh, for the love of... Every time I hear stuff like this, I have to wonder if some people are living in the same reality as the rest of us. Glowed up every single month? Really? Someone's been spending too much time with those Snapchat filters. Sorry, darling, life doesn't hand out upgrades like software updates. The wall isn't just about age, it's about mentality, lifestyle choices, and yes, sometimes delusion. To think attractiveness only takes a dive after 55 is to live in a fairy tale. We all know women in their early 20s who've hit that proverbial wall running, and others in their 40s who are still turning heads. In short, the wall. It's not about becoming unattractive. The wall is the age at which women no longer command the same amount of male attention as their younger selves did and start losing out to their younger counterparts. Now, the part that really gets me riled up is this idea that having a successful career somehow negates the importance of the wall or fertility. It's a classic narrative we see pushed by mainstream media and, yes, modern feminism. They've sold this lie to women that chasing after a career and being successful by society's masculine standards is the be-all and end-all of a woman's value. But here's the hard truth. Men, by and large, don't care about a woman's career or how much she earns. Sure, they'll respect it, but it's not high on the list of traits they're seeking. Women have been sold this idea that they can have it all, that they should put off starting a family, climb the corporate ladder, and then, when they hit their late 30s or even 40s, they can just snap their fingers and settle down, find a quality man, and have kids. It's a fairy tale. We all know stories of women who've realized too late that they've been duped by this narrative. They find themselves successful, sure, but often lonely, and lamenting the fact that they didn't prioritize things differently. A woman's value isn't just tied to her ability to reproduce, it's also about her nurturing nature, her ability to form strong familial bonds, raise children, and provide a loving home. For most of human history, these qualities have been celebrated. But now we've got women thinking they're too good for all of that because they've got a corner office and a six-figure salary. This clip, to me, just screams of the dangers of the direction many women are being steered in. It's a path that's going to lead to a lot of regrets. When you're surrounded by cats and echoing silence in your 40s, remember this moment.
You have blown your youth. You spent the years between 18 and 35 doing whatever the hell you chose to do. No heat, no judgment. But you blew your youth. When your counterparts who were looking to marry up and marry well were getting married their junior and senior year in college, the first and second year after college, they were married at 22 and 23, and you were laughing at those white girls and those Asian girls getting married at 22, 23. You get married after college, that's too young. We need to go on girls trips and having our best life and hot girl summer and all this other bullshit. Now, they're 10 years into their marriage, 3 kids deep, and their husband's a VP of marketing somewhere. And while you still got you and your cats are living in a loft downtown, driving your BMW in a middling career. You ain't on no career track. You blew your youth. You blew your youth. You can't get that back. You don't have time to play any more games. You don't have another 10 years to try to figure this shit out. You'll be 50. You don't have time to keep playing games.
In all honesty, I'm afraid of all men, especially the self-proclaimed male feminists. I think they scare me the most.
First off, let's recognize this overarching narrative that modern women are continually pushing, always finding a reason to blame men. Granted, some women might have had genuine experiences that led to these fears, but let's not forget the vast majority who have never been wronged by a man. Yet, they've hopped on this hate men bandwagon because, let's face it, it's become a trendy stance. Now, I'm not saying trauma isn't real, but using it as an excuse to label an entire gender? Let's flip the script for a second. There are countless stories of men wrongfully accused by women. Imagine if they all responded by generalizing and hating on all women. Sounds unreasonable, right? That's because it is. Now, to all the men listening, especially those of you who are prone to feeling guilt even when you've done absolutely nothing wrong, hear me out. You can't change the mind of women who've already made up their minds about you. It's not a challenge, it's a waste of time. The narrative that you're a monster just because you're a man is so deeply rooted in their psyche that no amount of "I'm different" will change it. So, trying to prove you're the perfect man, ally, or even a male feminist? It's pointless. Honestly, guys, all that online pandering to women, pledging allegiance to feminism to prove you're one of the good ones, it's a laughable act. It doesn't make you look like a hero, it makes you look desperate and, dare I say, suspicious. This current wave of male hate on social media? Ignore it, because in the real world, actions speak louder than tweets. What should you do? Be genuine, be real, and live your life authentically. Real life is where your actions, your kindness, your integrity count, not in the twisted world of social media trends and hollow affirmations.
Okay. Bye.
This is so sad. Modern women are obsessed with competing with men and doing everything like a man. When we talk about male mental health, it's not to overshadow women. It's to bring to light issues that are consistently brushed under the rug. And what does she do? She's making a mockery of it. It's like watching someone kick a man when he's already down. But here's the kicker, guys. She's just highlighting her ignorance. The world is full of these double standards, where if we speak about our problems, it's whining. But if we stay silent, we're told we're not in touch with our emotions. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Men's mental health isn't a joke or a meme, it's a serious concern. Suicide rates for men are alarmingly high, and attitudes like hers, they're contributing to a culture that tells men to suck it up, rather than seeking the help they need. And I get it. The whole not all men phrase is thrown around a lot and can be overused, but taking that phrase and trivializing male mental health struggles with it, that's a new low. Here's a thought for her and everyone else with this attitude. Instead of making snide remarks about male mental health, how about showing a little empathy? But who am I kidding? It's become a trend these days for some women to mock and dismiss anything men go through. Maybe she should walk a mile in our shoes before making such careless comments. I mean, we all know how that turned out for Nora Vincent. I saw a gem of a comment under that clip. A woman said, "Women and men went through an equal amount of stress," but then she hits us with the classic, "At the end of the day, it's women that are scared to go out at night, not men." Really? Let's dissect this. First off, claiming that both genders go through equal amounts of stress, and then immediately undermining men's experiences is just plain ridiculous. There's a blatant lack of self-awareness there. Now let's talk about this night narrative. It's a classic story, one that's been drummed into our heads for years. Women are scared to go out at night because of men. But let's be honest, personal safety is a concern for everyone. If you knowingly put yourself in dangerous or sketchy situations, regardless of your gender, bad things might happen. It's not a gender issue. It's a common sense issue. It's about personal accountability, and throwing all men under the bus because of the actions of a few is incredibly unfair. And by the way, to this lovely commenter, men aren't just strutting around fearlessly at night. We have our own set of worries. For instance, if a woman is walking towards us, we're conscious about how we're perceived. We cross the road, we keep our distance, and we ensure our hands are visible. Why? Because we don't want to be falsely labeled as threats. We men feel nervous and anxious when we walk at night, not because we're afraid of being attacked, though that's a legitimate concern, by the way, but because we know that any misinterpreted move might get us judged, blamed, or worse. Let's get one thing straight. Plenty of men are attacked late at night too. Just because their stories don't get viral traction doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
I'm super happy to answer your question, but I know it's not in good faith. That's for sure. So misandry is a distrust of or hatred toward men, a bad opinion of men. And the thing about misandry is it's a response to misogyny. The reason people hate men, the reason people have a distrust for men, people, women presenting, trans men, non-binary folks, the reason they have a mistrust is because of all the shitty things that we've been through because of men. Do I hate all men? Not at all. I'm married to one. I love him very much. He's amazing. I have some amazing friends that are men, but they've shown me that they're not misogynistic. Or if they are, they're working on it. Misandry is just a response to the shitty way that women have been treated. And it's justified.
The whole argument is a mess. So, the grand plan here is to stop misogyny by being the exact same towards men? Wow, I must admit, I've never heard a strategy so foolproof. Heavy sarcasm intended. What truly baffles me is how she proudly states she's married to a man. To be honest, I feel for the guy. If she's openly professing such views on the internet, how must she be in private? The poor dude is probably a grade A simp. I mean, good for him for supporting his wife's opinions, but dude, blink twice if you need help. In conclusion, this warped mindset of justifying misandry because of misogyny is dangerous and hypocritical. Hate is hate, regardless of the reasons behind it, and if your answer to prejudice is more prejudice, well, good luck with that.
Most women don't respect most men, and on top of that, most women don't like most men. A majority of the women want a minority of the men, and social media has made it where they think there's a bunch of guys out there that meet these prerequisites, but the reality is this is like the top 1 or 2% of men, but girls feel that they're entitled to this guy because they get so much attention on social media. For all the guys out there that say, what are you talking about? Let's say you made an Instagram profile, you put pictures of yourself up, and girls start DMing you, saying, yo, I'll fly you out to Dubai, yo, I got a party coming, etc. And you can go ahead and smash any girl you wanted. Well, you start to be picky too, right? You'd start to think that you were important. You would start to get annoyed when regular girls hit you up. You would only want the best and baddest girls hitting you up. You would no longer feel the need to self-improve. You wouldn't become a better man. You wouldn't go to the gym. You would just be special. You deserve it, right? You know your worth. That's the modern day woman. We don't punish them for bad behaviors, and we don't hold them accountable for their poor decisions. No matter how a woman behaves in the West, she's rewarded for it. So what I tell guys is, you need to stop simping.
So I get asked why guys aren't helping girls anymore, and I have a perfect example of why. So first off, don't yell at us for opening the door. That's the reason why we don't open the door anymore. But I saw this thing on the news that is the perfect example, exactly why men do not help you anymore. So this lady was getting attacked in New York, and the guy gets out of his truck, fights off the attacker. The attacker then pulls out a gun and shoots the guy. The police show up, and the lady then says, no, that guy got out of his truck and attacked me, and the boyfriend shot him in defense. But when the police questioned witnesses and the videotapes of nearby businesses, they saw the truth, and then the lady finally confessed that, yeah, the boyfriend was attacking her, and the guy defended her, and the boyfriend then shot him. This is the reason why men aren't helping women anymore. We get lied and disrespected so much that it's not worth the risk of us being in trouble for attempting to help.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.